Welcome to Utrecht.
Hello.
Hello.
The startup is always fun.
I know. It's early 2026 and it's Thursday and I'm here with Susan de Vriend.
Hello.
And hi Susan.
Hi Bradley. We haven't seen each other in a while.
Yes, I've been gone for 2.5 months in the States and it's been a big transition. And we have new beginnings, new starts to the year.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that a bit and how it's New Year. I want to hold true to my tagline of Repossible, of who will you be next?
Nice. Such
And
a good
how we can change as people. We can change in big ways or small ways, and it's up to us. And it usually comes down to habits.
one.
And you were just talking, Susan, about some changes that you're looking forward to for this year.
Yeah.
So we're having a chat about that. So welcome. We are consciously not on camera, mostly because I just don't feel like it.
Me too.
And neither does Susan. And we're going to give you, we are in the Hoog Catharijne. I think it's the oldest shopping mall in Utrecht.
Oh yeah.
Or in the Netherlands. I think it was the
Could
first
be.
one. It was built in the 70s. It was super ugly. And they redid it recently. And actually, under the water, if you're watching this on YouTube, under the water is actually
The canal.
a canal.
So there's a little history there of
Yeah.
that canal
Yeah.
that used to be routed, in the 60s was routed in
That's
a
right.
different part.
That's right.
And then the city was like, it's ugly, let's bring it back. And so
That's right.
they brought it back to where it originally was. And they did this inside the mall to commemorate that it's back in its original place. It's so interesting how the Dutch can do that with water.
Yeah.
Like, amazing water engineers.
So,
Anyway.
so what was that, 70s or something? There was a
60s.
highway under.
Yeah, 60s or
60s,
70s,
70s.
something like that.
Wow.
And I don't know, there was a big push to change it. And so when I moved here in 2009, where we're sitting did not exist. It was a road.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
wow.
really redid this whole space. This building didn't exist the way it does right
No,
now.
it's gorgeous.
And-
I'm not a huge mall fan, but
Yeah. They
Yes.
did this food court, so it has a little American appeal.
we just had salsa shop.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Sorry. Can't help it. It's so good.
I have had tacos for the past 2.5 months. Here, I'm going to
Not me.
move the video over there just to show you salsa shop.
Woo.
There it
Salsa
is.
shop.
There are actual burritos and tacos. I know. It's amazing.
Worth it.
If you live in the U.S., you don't understand the lack thereof.
Yeah, they brought that back here, and it's
Susan
so
and I were
nice.
both born in the U.S.,
Hmm.
and we miss our Mexican food.
Oh my God,
Although salsa shop is pretty good.
really good. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like it's top notch. I mean, okay, there's levels, but when you have access to it all the time in the U.S., then you kind of get used to it. But here, I don't know. And
I have 4,000 thoughts going through my mind right now. One of them was what kind of a massive change it was for the Dutch government to change a highway into a canal.
Right.
And how that took, I think, literally decades.
yeah,
So there is big change that can take a long time,
right.
but it happened. Or I shouldn't say but, I should be a good improv player and say and it happened.
Yeah.
And so Susan and I are here. Susan and I, as I said, we were both born in the US and we both live in the Netherlands. And
Yeah.
speaking of Utrecht, where we are right now, we both live outside of this gorgeous town.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And if you're listening to this and you're thinking, wow, Bradley and Susan, that's great for you. You guys live in Europe. And I live in some other place where I would love to move. Or I live in a country where I'm not totally thrilled about the politics at the moment. Or I haven't been for a long time. I won't name any countries whatsoever.
You know
I won't be
who you are.
specific. You know who you are. And you think that is a huge undertaking and a massive transformation and a giant change. I could never do that.
Yeah. Well,
And how do you get started about that? I mean, I don't want to turn this into a how to move abroad talk,
yeah.
but
I know it's on
Susan
a
and
lot
I
of-
did it.
Yeah. I know it's on a lot of people's minds.
It is.
And there's ways. I mean, we have partners who happen to be Dutch. That's part of our
Which
story.
is a huge element of
Yeah.
it. Okay, but I met mine
As-
in the Netherlands.
Yeah. Me
And
too.
you met, oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh, I
Here
thought it was-
in Utrecht.
Oh, okay.
So-
I had it turned around. That's right. And then he went back with you for a while.
Nope.
But to visit, well,
Oh,
at least
yeah,
a visit,
2-week
but not.
visit, yeah.
Okay, but never there. Okay, because
our relationship was mostly over here, so
Okay.
we've never lived in the U.S.
Okay,
together.
but how did that instigate by you coming over here?
Yeah,
You
that's
didn't
the whole
sit
thing.
around in Michigan and wait to meet the Dutch guy.
Well, and quick, because I mean that could be its own little podcast, people. We met because our friends got married. Excuse me, our friends got married, and we were the witnesses of their wedding.
Okay.
And then things just kind of moved fast. I was living back at home in Michigan, and I was working for a big company. And then they decided, how nice is this? Because I came around Thanksgiving, went back 2 weeks later, went back home. And a week or two before Christmas, they did a bunch of layoffs.
Oh.
Nice.
And
Merry
you
Christmas.
got laid off?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And so then he invited me to come back. I was like, well, I have nothing to lose. I didn't even want to go that week. At the beginning of the week, I didn't want to go. I'm like, it's just a temp job. They don't need me.
Right.
And he's like, no, you better go back. You have a job. And then
Laid
by
off.
the end of the week, I was in this big room of people, and we all lost their jobs. And people were shocked. And I was like, when I landed, my parents were like, there's news articles already that this might happen. And I'm like, wow, why did I get on the damn plane?
Yeah.
That was my only, it was a nice job, don't get me wrong, but I was looking for change too. That kind of change was kind of fortunate,
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were looking for change.
Yeah,
You
but
were open. You opened that
I was
door.
open because I was living at home and I was having a hard time getting out of the house. Like
Yeah.
I was kind of stuck with
Yeah.
these little jobs, and I
Yeah.
had outgrown my hometown a long time ago.
Yeah.
So it was really only supposed to be like a stop point to the next thing, right?
Okay.
And I was
Yeah,
in my
yeah, yeah.
mid-30s. And then, yeah, I won't lie though, even with love and everything, it was still very scary. Yeah. Love does a lot of things,
Yeah.
but we had no idea what we were, going to navigate together.
Yeah.
It's definitely easy in one respect here in Holland, is that we can live here for 3 months to trial run it, right? Because of the Scheveningen thing.
Yeah.
Or whatever it's-
Visa-wise.
Yes. An American with a passport can stay here for 3 months, no problem.
Right.
Then after that is where it starts to get a little, paperwork and
Yeah.
bureaucracy. But,
Yeah.
And also, quick plug for the Netherlands, for people who are thinking about it. Look into DAFT, DAFT,
Dutch-American Friendship Treaty.
and that can get you a ticket over here if you
Yeah.
are self-employed. So,
Yeah.
which I have a lot of friends who have done that.
I do too. And it actually works, and it's
you don't-
definitely a way.
It's a way. You don't have to find a Dutch person.
You don't have to marry a Dutch person.
But
Although
yeah.
it's an easier route probably.
Well, yeah.
But
I
if
mean,
you find love, you got to find love.
Yeah, you gotta find love. Okay,
Yeah.
this could be a totally different podcast. I'm feeling like, what was that movie that came out years ago with Andy McDowell and Gerard Depardieu?
Oh, the green card one?
Yes.
It might have even been called green card.
It was called
Yes,
Green Card,
yes.
and I'm like, oh yeah. So we're not suggesting these kind of arrangements.
We are not proposing
Find yourself Gerard
illegal
Depardieu.
green card manipulation.
But yes, so the key was I was looking for my next step.
Yeah.
But I also find myself to be the kind of person that's open and spontaneous to adventure.
Okay.
I've lived in Paris, I've lived in DC, I've lived in Chicago,
Yeah.
all through opportunity and
You just dropped Paris in there, by the way. So you had
yeah.
lived in Europe.
Paris.
Excuse me.
That's why I can say Depardieu. I know, je peux parler français. But so can you, right? Yeah, that's funny.
Je peux aussi. Uh-huh.
I lived in Paris for a semester for school, and then years before that, I was an au pair for a couple of years for a family in Normandy,
Oh, wow.
and that started when I was 18.
Okay, so you had the international bug
Yeah,
You've had
I knew
it
what it was about
for a long
yeah.
time. Okay.
And then there was a stretch where
Yeah.
I always needed to go to Europe when I was younger. Like
Yeah,
I always
me
needed
too.
to go get like my fill, and then I'd
Yeah.
be fine. And I never really knew how to get back over and live here, right?
Okay. Wow. Wow.
So it is all kismet in my story, but And oh, by the way, I've been with my husband for 16 years. It was no green card. It's like, and also, you don't have to get married here in the Netherlands.
That's right.
You can
That's
have
right.
a legalized partnership.
Yeah. Very
So,
progressive country.
Very, very, very.
Yes, they do many things right, that is for sure. As I'm realizing as I'm back after 2.5 months in the USA, where they wanted to send a fax and they wanted a paper check for something, and we needed a cashier's check that we had to get at the bank, where we had to
over in
walk
the
in and
US.
talk to a teller.
Oh,
and
because Bradley, you were setting up your son in
I know,
Texas, right?
yes.
Okay, just let's tell the people what's going on.
I know.
So
So I
what was
helped my
that
son.
like?
Yeah.
So wait, I want to say this to
Yes.
the audience who's listening. Bradley, you and Saskia, your wife, lived in California for
Yes.
a while,
17 years.
and then you moved here to
Yeah.
our
10 years
area
ago, moved back here.
with two small
2
boys.
kids. Yeah. 10-year-old and a 12-year-old.
And now those two are,
I know. Now they're
grown up.
19 and 22.
and so
Oh my God, about to be 20 and 22. Wow. Oh my God, I almost don't have teenagers anymore.
we have a young adult men. So
What is
you
going on?
went over to move your son back to the U.S.,
Yes.
which is such an interesting. Like, I would love to talk to him because he's
Yeah.
lived on both sides as a kid,
Yeah.
and he's both nationalities.
Yeah.
So
2 passports. Speaking of like legal challenges, he does have 2 passports.
Yeah.
So do I. So
Yeah.
does my whole family. So that of course,
pretty
makes
much my
all
whole
this
family.
Stuff. Yeah.
My husband doesn't have it
Okay.
because we have to live in the U.S. in order for him to get one.
Right. Right.
We're not going to do that anytime soon.
Wouldn't recommend it.
Life is good here.
It is. Life is really good here. I know.
So anyway,
Yes.
you got
Yes.
back after 2.5 months, shuffling off the sun.
Yeah. Dealing with administration and
You had to
paperwork and
fax?
stuff. Yeah, and my son, it's funny because he didn't even understand half this stuff. He's like, what's a paper check?
Oh God,
Like,
checks.
I know, we have to go to the bank. It's like, we have to walk inside? Yeah. And we have to talk to a teller? Uh-huh.
Yep.
And they're going to give us a piece of paper and that has
Exactly.
money on it? It's like,
I can't. Oh,
I know, it was so weird.
checks. They
I
still
know.
do checks.
They still do checks.
Same in
It's
France.
so backwards.
France still does checks too, I think.
Do they?
Last I
Wow.
checked.
Yeah.
What do I know? But
Yeah.
the banking system in the U.S. is quite a different thing.
Yeah.
Um,
You know, I just thought of something that will help sort of shed some light on this, why this is such a big moment for me at the moment.
yeah.
And that's because of these 2 kids of mine, those 2 kids, oh yeah, they're mine, who are now out of the house.
Yeah. What a
And so
huge transition.
It's a huge transition. And this is a little bit where, you know,
yeah.
where you make, I think there's often a third party or an action that happens that you do a reaction
Yeah.
to that initial action. And unfortunately, that initial action is often bad.
Okay.
Like, for example,
Right.
11
We
years
have it.
ago, my dad passed away.
Oh.
And
I'm
then
sorry. Yeah.
thanks. And I was not happy in San Francisco. I was sick of keeping up with the Joneses,
Ugh, yeah.
crime and blah. And I wanted my kids to have part of their upbringing in Europe.
Yeah.
And so it was a major undertaking, but it was then or never, and I really think it was.
Yeah.
So it took a negative thing, my dad passing away,
Yeah.
to
Like
launch this thing into
Yeah.
action.
Yeah.
And now that I just sent my boy off to the US, and my other son is studying in The Hague in the Netherlands, so they're out of the house. And now that action is causing a reaction in me. I'm an empty nester now
Yeah.
since 4 days.
Oh my
4 days
God,
now.
it's fresh, people,
It
it's
is fresh.
fresh.
I know. And I got to tell you, I am freaking. I am
Oh.
freaking out. It is, I almost
Yeah.
don't know what to do. It's kind of weird. And I know this isn't really a secret, but my wife and I are planning on moving to southern Italy
Lovely.
at the end of 2026 or early 2027.
Yeah.
So within this year. And that's partly a reaction to an action.
Right.
And I could stay here
Yeah.
and I could make it work and everything, but I often write about cats and how cats have 9 lives and we only have 1.
Yeah.
And this is part of my whole sort of philosophy of who will you be next?
Yeah.
It's a little bit like the cat. Which life? Okay, you're on life number 4. which life do you want that to be now? Well, now I'm going to be the alley cat. Now I'm
Yeah.
going to be the sit-at-home cat.
Oh, gotcha.
And so
Love
now I'm going to be the Italian cat.
it. Meow.
Meow, meow, meow. And so, because if I don't do that, we humans only have one life.
Yeah.
And so we have to make that life, we have to chop it up as little or as much as we want to.
Right.
And for me, I've been now, this is our 10th year here, and it's time to go.
Yeah, I'm
And
feeling it
if
too.
it weren't for the kids being the empty nesting, I'd probably just keep doing same old, same old.
Yeah.
But because of that, my house is so empty right now. It's just my wife and I and Pepper, who is much more famous than I am on my YouTube channel. I hate
Cute
to say.
dog.
And so we feel like it's let's take that momentum
Yeah.
from that big change
Right.
to create the next change.
Which is such a cool way of looking at it, because empty nesters may not always have the opportunity to make those changes. And I think the catalyst of your son stepping into their next chapter is an invitation for you to do that.
Yeah.
Where
yeah.
some people are like, well, I'm just going to settle here, because I'm used to it.
Right.
Which, you buy a house, you got a mortgage,
Yeah.
there's reasons.
Yeah.
You've got a job.
Yeah.
But
These are all real things.
these are
big.
real things. But you don't need to be in that district anymore for the school. You can,
Right. You're right.
I don't know. Unless you really love your house, you don't have to stay rooted. Or
Right.
maybe you have enough equity. Maybe you can travel and come back to your house. Who knows?
Right.
But I think what's great that you two are doing is you're just taking a situation and going, now it's time for us to explore and have an adventure.
Yeah.
And, check out Italy. Why not? Sounds
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't
it's
know.
a little why not? And also, you and I are, I don't like to talk about age a whole lot on this podcast and YouTube channel because with my tagline of who will you be next?
Right.
That might be 23,
Yeah.
33, 43, 53, right?
It's good and it's
63.
true. Yeah.
And so I don't like to bring age into it, but it's time for our next adventure.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
That's nice.
Susan, a year ago, we were sort of in opposite chairs here.
Yeah.
And you had just returned after, is it also like 2.5, 3 months? 3 months?
3 months.
3 months in
And
the US.
Similarly, though, is
Yeah.
what you had mentioned.
Yeah.
Well, not similarly. I lost my dad.
Yeah.
And I went
I'm sorry.
home.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's still kind of fresh, but I went home to, he was suffering with the disease of Parkinson's and dementia. So we lost him mentally in a certain way. Like
Yeah.
he didn't recognize us, or sometimes he would. And that's a hard thing to go through. Like, it's hard to lose people. And
Yeah.
that's also hard.
Yeah.
But 3 months there, I was so glad I was able to do that, because years ago, when I first had my daughter, you know how it comes up, where you can have the option to do a permanent residency or become a Dutch citizen. And I was kind of on the fence, and then we realized you might as well just get your citizenship, which means you get the passport.
Yeah.
Well, that's a very fortunate choice that I made, because the fact that I was home for 3 months would have made my permanent residency reset.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I would have had to go through the whole process again.
No, I didn't know that.
But, yeah. But
Oh,
by being
wow.
a citizen, obviously I never have to worry about that stuff again. So, and also I can vote in this country. I am a citizen. So I get
Yeah.
a pension, I get all of the, the things. And there was a minute where I was like, well, I don't know if I'll need this. But then also, what if my husband dies? Do I have to go back to the U.S.?
Right.
There's all these little things. So we realized that way before I actually did the 3 months. But I actually ended up staying for 3 months.
Yeah.
I mean, I went over 3 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a lot.
Yeah.
But I wanted to point out, I'm going through that point of reaction of who will you be next,
Yeah.
with the passing of my dad.
Yeah.
And the last year was a lot of recovery. I had health issues, and I had to let clients go. I was burnt out from caregiving, and not just my dad, but being in the middle of the whole family thing, and which is weird in your, early 50s to be all of a sudden living in your home with your siblings. Like, it was a weird event.
That's a lot.
And it was also comforting. But, you realize a lot of stuff about your childhood when you lose a parent. And then you also reignite things. And I've been thinking about what's next. I do love being a coach, and I have a client now. I love coaching. That'll always be a part of me. But I'm starting to realize other parts of me that I haven't really fully explored, and I'm there too.
Yeah.
You and I've always been talking about, we have very similar paths and interests.
So what are you able to call yourself now that
it's
is
very
a big
hard.
deal for you?
I'm moving into being a writer, and
Yeah.
I'd like to be a published author by the end of the year.
Wow.
And that is something Bradley and I have talked about for ages. Because, I mean, you've written how many books?
40 now.
40.
Yeah.
Nice number. And you're a book coach, and you've certainly helped me.
Yeah.
There was always something in the way for me, and I'm not over it. I'm just going to be with it, you know? Because anything that you want in life, you kind of have to face those fears. And it doesn't matter what it is. Who am I to call myself a writer,
Yeah.
Well, I wrote an email the other day. Does that make me a
I know.
writer? You know what I mean? Like, people can minimize anything.
I know the dilemma.
And no, I'm not going to be like Hemingway or something like that.
Yeah.
But I have a story to tell. I feel everybody does. And I want to share it. And for nothing else, for me to see it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know too many people around me, you, of course, and a mutual friend of ours keeps pumping out books, and they're really inspiring books. It just feels like it's all around me, and it just kept coming, and that's what interests me. And I noticed when I moved here, I don't know if I ever told you this, probably I have at one point, I didn't have any kind of community. There was no real Facebook group stuff yet. It was 2009. Facebook was still pretty young.
Yeah.
And it's not like me to not get out of the house and do things and meet people. And it was really hard to get a job without the visa put in place yet. So there was a thing that's global called NaNoWriMo.
Yeah.
And I actually have a friend who's connected to the group of guys who started it back in California.
Yeah.
And it was just this idea in November to write a book, right?
National Novel Writing Month.
And it's no longer, and there's a lot of...
There's no longer?
No, there's a lot of stuff around NaNoWriMo.
Seriously?
I found out from another writer friend. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
We'll sideline that for another time. But it's no longer happening, which is sad, and I just found out recently. So I have a friend who runs her own type of thing in November, because it is a great month to write. It's wintry. It's everybody's, you got 30 days, which is a good sprint for a book. I loved the creative process of that. It was so, but anyway, I looked around for local meetups, and that was the very first thing I ever did in Utrecht.
Oh, wow.
I was the very first foreigner to ever show up, too.
No way.
No one knew what to do with me, and I can only say so many words in Dutch. And this is what I said. Hoi, ik ben Susan. And they all looked at me, and then went back to talking to each other. And it was like, this is going to be a rough crowd. And I was like really excited. I rode my bike through the city. I got there on time, and it was at the Florent.
No way.
Yeah. And I made really good friends. And from then on, I joined a writers group and would go up to Den Haag to the ABC Clubhouse thing once a month.
Yeah.
So writing has always been in the background.
Yeah.
It's never been not in my life.
Yeah.
I just found my diary from 1981 and brought it back home. It's hilarious because in 1981 I didn't know how to write.
Yes.
Like very phonetically. Like how old was I? Maybe 7. And it goes to 1986. I've read a few entries to my daughter, and we sit there laughing. But I just realized that's how I've always worked through things, journaling and writing. But I've always wanted to do something bigger.
Yeah.
And
Okay, so what was the catalyst? What was the change? How did this? Because I don't think you've ever. I've known you for several years. I don't think I've ever heard you say I am a writer.
Yeah.
And you just did today for the first time.
I know.
I think so.
It's a big deal.
And it is a big deal. And what? How did that? What happened? Is it January? Is it?
You know, like I said, I've been doing a lot of reflection of my life and where I've always wanted to be a comedian, and that's still on the list for sure. But I like the written word. I like how people can express through that. And I admire those people and so that's why it feels big, because I have this big thing around it. And then, of course, the who am I. But what changed, I went to a new platform recently, Substack, which is filled with writers, left and right.
Yeah.
All kinds of businesses are there, but it's a blogging platform. And so it's in the air. I don't really know the moment. I think it's just something that I was getting a lot of joy and excitement. And I kept attracting people in my life and have for years. You, my friend Barbara, our friend Barbara, Nicolene.
Yeah.
I've done your writing workshops. I've always wanted to go on a writing workshop that's a retreat for a week. Always wanted to do these things. I think I just never wanted to own this part of myself.
Okay.
And why not?
Yeah.
What is the big deal? I have a sister who was a professor of creative writing. My mother is an excellent writer. I guess I just feel like it's got to be a certain thing.
Yeah.
I'm kind of working through that
Yeah.
while I write.
But that's a biggie, you know. It's similar to, I think, you know, often American friends will say, "Oh, you live in Europe. Oh, do you have, your French dinner on the Eiffel Tower with your glass of red wine?" Right? I'm like,
of course.
yeah, of course. That's my everyday normal life. Whereas, because you have this sort of picture postcard perfection of life as a writer, and for me, it's always you're by a lake. You're sitting on the balcony with your laptop and your hot cup of tea steaming just the right temperature, and the sun is setting and you're finishing your greatest American novel.
Right.
And if it's not that, then you're not a success.
Exactly. And I think with the advent of the digital age and self-publishing, it's not nothing. It is. So NaNoWriMo showed me the creative writing process, but it also showed me in the very beginning stages, there were books that came out of that 30-day thing. And that one book in particular became a movie, Water for Elephants, was written during NaNoWriMo.
Wow.
And I think the editing process is what scares me.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll query a book yet. That's a whole nother level.
Right.
But I'm willing to move towards it. So I've been starting to create a community. I'm doing a podcast where I'm interviewing. I'm making it in my ecosphere. So it becomes more me.
Yeah.
It's
more
how I'm
a
owning
regular
it.
part of your daily stuff or your regular stuff.
To be fair, I have a book ready to publish that I wrote through one of your courses. And it's a cute book, and it's not bad or anything. I think I will publish that one, but there's a bigger, deeper book. And I think it's also
that's why it's scary, because that's the big, awesome, amazing, perfect masterpiece, all that stuff.
Vulnerable,
it's just like sort of, when is the perfect time to,
then
I keep talking about moving to Europe, but let me let the kids graduate from high school first, and then let me retire from my job first, and then let me XYZ. But it's usually, let me get leukemia first, and then, sorry, but reality. And then, let me, my kid moves to Istanbul. Whatever. It's
wild.
It's these big things that are usually outside of your hands that force your hand. And then you have to go play catch up.
So what would you say to somebody if they're flirting with an idea? Like, I could have called myself a writer 15 years ago. It's not like something new for me. I wanted to say that. It's always been in the background. I'm just turning the volume up and claiming it. I wonder how other people arrive to be who will you be next, so to speak. Like, how
Yeah.
did they see it? Because, like you pointed,
Yeah.
there is the catalyst of bad news,
Yeah.
and then there's the catalyst of, I mean, not so bad news,
Right,
but like
right.
a kick in the pants, you know,
Yeah.
or whatever. You know, is there? I mean, how are you with that idea?
Well, because it's hard. It's hard. I think I'm a very go get 'em kind of guy.
Yeah.
But even with that, I need that kick in the pants
Yeah, I
to
think
to get stuff done. Just like now, I need. Like, my wife has wanted to move to Italy for years,
Ugh.
but now it's the okay. The kids are gone.
Mm-hmm.
That's a huge thing. So it's not now or never. But why not now?
Right.
Why? And of course, there's other things like reality, mortgages, and jobs, and
Yeah.
dogs, and all the real stuff. But it's all doable.
Right. And I was just thinking to myself, like, there was this old way of thinking of the family home, a place to have your
Yeah.
kids come back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that even realistic these days?
Yeah.
Because
I get it.
that's very, like, from before, right?
Yeah.
Like,
I get it, and I appreciate that my family had a family home for many years, and I would
mine
go back
too.
to it, and I really appreciated it.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't see one of my younger boy. I think he would appreciate it a little more. He's
Yeah.
a little concerned that we're planning to move, but the other boy, he's so far away.
Yeah. He's like, wherever
It's
you
kind
guys
of
go.
like whatever. But then there was something like, don't buy the house for your visitor, for your guest room
Yeah.
who might visit one day or whatever.
Yes.
It's for you.
Yeah.
So do it for you.
That's huge. I mean,
Yeah.
because a lot of people are kind of locked in
Yeah. Yeah.
with good reason. But anyway.
Yeah. Good reason. And then there's also good reasons to change and to make it happen. You asked sort of what would I suggest to people or advise people. And I think I'm kind of, this very well, Susan, my whole worst book ever program.
I loved it.
And the
yeah.
idea of failing and
Yeah.
being okay with failure.
Yes.
And just trying. And I like to say the progress is the process. And having a daily habit of writing, for example.
Yeah.
Or the reason we're doing this video today is because it's Thursday. And
Right.
like, hey Susan, we're working together today, and it happens to be Thursday. I quote unquote have to do a video today.
Yeah.
So we sat down here, and so if
Love
it weren't
that.
Thursday, we wouldn't be doing it. And if it weren't daily shorts, so I wrote every day for 2,808 days in a row.
No.
And that wouldn't have happened if I didn't have a system in place
Yeah.
to make it happen. So if you're looking to move to Europe, well, put a 100-day calendar together and take 10 minutes a day to take some action towards it. Or you want to become a writer, write 10 words every day for 100 days, whatever.
But to your point, you got to be willing to fail. And we're sitting above a canal
Yeah.
that was once another place because they wanted to change the city.
Right.
You can always go back.
Yeah.
You can always
You're right.
repair, or you can always, this
Yeah.
is a failure,
It is.
but brought back new
Yeah,
and
you're right.
better. Like,
You're right.
they're really, when you look at it that way, fail, you know how they say, is
Yeah.
first attempt in trying, or
Oh, yeah.
first attempt in learning, or
Oh
everybody's,
yeah, that's good. I've never heard that one.
there's
First attempt
another
in
one,
learning. Right,
there's
right,
a
right.
first something else. I've heard different ones, but that one's the most known, first attempt in learning. But you have to be willing to fail, to experiment, to risk. I think you and I do that a lot with things,
Yeah, yeah.
just spaghetti on the wall kind of thing.
Yeah.
But what also you're talking about is a commitment. Every Thursday I need a video.
Yeah.
Because I could sit here and call myself a writer, but what am I committing to?
Yeah.
What will I
You're right.
bring forward?
That's a good point. It's
to
really a
make
good
that
point.
real.
Commitment.
Because I think I'm calling myself a writer, but I'm reaching for author,
Yeah.
if I'm really honest.
I like commitment. That's an important word. I didn't think about
Yeah.
that today, but you're right. And do you know I'm in season 7 of Thursday Thunder? This is the
Jeez.
7th year. Every Thursday for 6 years.
I love that.
And do I care about my numbers? Do I make $1 million every half hour? Do I whatever? No, I just do it. And all right, we should close this
Right.
down because you just mentioned the highway turning into a canal, which is
Yeah.
a massive deal and took an entire government decades to finish.
But it was originally here.
Yeah.
So
and then
they came
fixed
back.
it, and then they turned it back.
This
so
is
you
a waterway.
can always go back to
You
do
can
the thing that you were doing before
Right.
if that scary thing
Which, yeah.
didn't work out. Yeah.
So, commitment.
Commitment. So commit. Make up your own thing. Don't make it too easy, but don't make it too hard. You don't have to write 20 pages every day.
No.
Make it easy and give yourself a deadline.
Yeah.
Commit to, I like simple numbers. I like factors of 10. I like 10. I like 100. I like 1,000.
Right.
100 days, pretty long. It's more than 3 months.
Yeah.
If that's too far, then do 10 days. 10 days, you're going to write 10 minutes a day.
Right.
Do that.
Break it down to doable things.
Yeah.
I moved to this platform so that I could start talking about writing.
Yeah.
And I think another thing is accountability really works well for me.
Yeah. You're
So
right.
today
You're
I did
right.
that with you.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to do a post on my own Substack saying a similar thing.
Yeah.
And then I think what I'll do is report on that platform
Yeah.
what I'm doing and how I'm doing
Yeah.
it.
You know, accountability, you're right. You're really bringing up good points here, Susan. Accountability is really good. Because, for example, like I just said, I'm 7 years, right?
Right.
I also said in my podcast last week, I said something like, I want to lose 10 kilos in 10 months.
Yeah, wow.
So that's
Yeah.
not super fast,
No, that's good.
but I said it. And by saying it publicly, I also think that you're putting yourself out there. Even if no one listens,
Yeah.
you hear it.
Right, and it's recorded for you too.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's
You're right.
it's a proclamation. This is the commitment I
Yeah.
have to myself.
Yeah.
And often it is better to have other people witness it.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for me, accountability is key.
Yeah.
And because I've been hiding that one
Yeah.
for years.
Yeah.
So who are you going to be coming next?
Yeah. All right. If the Dutch government can build a canal and then a highway and then a canal again,
Yeah.
then you can move to Italy or you can write a book. You can call yourself a writer, and you can do a video every day for 7 years every Thursday.
And also we're sitting on the ramparts of a castle.
Yes.
So, like-
we're on a castle. But then
Many
again,
things.
we
I
live
don't
in
know.
Europe.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know why I said that.
I
just
know, but I
noticed
love it. I know. There's a castle down there.
Yeah.
All right,
Cool.
Susan.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks,
for
Bradley.
talking. This has
Okay.
been great. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New
and
Year.
think about that commitment and accountability and failing and going for it. Because unless you're a cat, I do have some cat subscribers, I'm sure. But then we only have one life, and what are you going to do with it?
Yeah.
All right?
Cool.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Bye.